Welcome to the 255th episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined as always by Chronicle Executive Editor Eric Schwartz, and we're joined in spirit by sponsors Summit Funding, Chehalis Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. First preamble, happy Halloween.
Oh, happy Halloween to you as well.
I was talking to our listeners, sir, but thank you.
I thought your Charlie Kirk outfit was a little insensitive, Aaron.
Well, you know,
fighting every urge to dive across this table and cancel you right now.
It was quite the outfit. I was gonna go as JD Vance, and well, never mind. Maybe we shouldn't.
It's too soon, Aaron. It's too soon. I just this evening have received a letter to the editor from a local city councilor who is chiding the mayor for a Charlie Kirk too soon joke. That'll probably be in the Thursday edition of the Chronicle.
Ooh,
that's a teaser. I'm not going to let you know.
You're not going
to let you know the mayor, the specific mayor, or the council, but it's an allegedly insensitive post of some sort.
Interesting.
Has led to a letter to the editor. I called and confirmed it to make sure that it wasn't someone impersonating a Tenina City councilor.
I was told this was a constitutional county where the rights of free speech were respected.
Oh, you assume it was in Lewis County. You know, the Chronicle covers Thurston County as well.
And parts of Grays Harbor County. Maybe it was Oakville. You don't know.
Part of Grays Harbor.
A small slice of
We cover
heaven.
the whole river and then Oakville only, municipally.
Okay.
Municipally? Is that a word?
Sure. Happy Halloween. They did trunk or treat over at the museum. And this may be, speaking of controversy, are kids getting soft with trunk or treats?
I think so.
I saw a lot of kids farting around downtown, and that's good. But do they still go door to door and, hey, give me your candy, weirdo? That kind of shit?
Well, I don't think they call people weirdos when they knock on their door. Maybe some do. It's trashy Adna children where you grew up.
Yeah, that's what we did.
This year was eggs. Like a monsoon, so we didn't do a whole lot of neighborhood stuff. We did do the downtown Centralia. My kid dressed up as the guy from Scream. There was like 12 of those out this year.
Really? Is Scream making a comeback with the kids?
I don't know. I just rewatched that film not too long ago.
It's a good one.
I don't feel like it is. I don't feel like it holds up.
Really? Yeah. Scream.
Farmer, the film man up in the newsroom was explaining to me it's actually satire. And I was misunderstanding it. But
it's a commentary on slasher flicks. I see.
Then what is Scary Movie?
Well, it's a satire of Scream and other slasher movies.
Yeah, okay. So, I think there wasn't a whole lot of neighborhood stuff this year. I did see some kids out, and we went to a couple spots that we go every year, known to deliver the goods, the king-size candy bars and whatnot. Right. But those were like door-side stops, but it was still fun.
All right. News items. Oh, do you have any preambles?
No, it's election night, so we'll be in here tonight churning out election goodness. If you happen to listen to this in the 1 hour between we get this up online and elections begin, here's your primer.
Do you want to add an addendum later on with election results?
No.
Zoran did it.
No, I don't.
Something like that?
They're supposed to come in after 8. Lots of city councils, lots of, city councils. Prop 1 would be the big one up in Olympia. I think everybody's looking to see how that turns out.
Is that the one about street vendors selling hot dogs?
No, it's the Workers' Bill of Rights,
right.
Elevating the minimum wage. Wayne Fournier wrote against it. So,
okay.
Noted Democrat.
Noted earner of minimum wage, Wayne Fournier.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that. He's got plenty of money.
The Centerville Cafe in Centralia is offering free meals to those losing their SNAP benefits. According to the cafe's co-owner Michelle Little, the free meals were made possible thanks to a local country financial agent, that's Stephanie Von Moose. She generously donated $500 to kick off their adult and child-free SNAP meals. Great stuff by them. I think Mrs. Beasley's in Toledo and McFiler's were also offering some variety of this.
Yeah, we updated our story. The one you have linked here is from Friday, and then we did an update on it to pull everyone else in. Yeah, Miss Beasley's, which is for sale, by the way, and also nearing their 50-year anniversary, according to Owen Sexton. He was going to stop by there again last night after the Toledo Council meeting to see if they had anything more to say. You can get a free grilled cheese there.
That's pretty good.
And I think McFiler's and The Hub in 2 sister businesses. Are they sister businesses? Brother businesses.
They're sure.
Yeah, you can get a slider there and some fries and some goop. So, problem solved.
Yeah.
By our local business community. Just being facetious there. I think there's still people that would like to have some food.
Yeah, I do. People are hungry. People be hungry. Mm-hmm. Next item, mothers seek answers 1 month after double fatality crash in Alaska. This is pretty sad. Quentin Dool and David DeCourt died in a wreck in Alaska on September 26th. A month later, the mothers of both men are still looking for answers. Not only that, but each believes their search for information has resulted in more questions. Thomasina Seifert, the mother of Duell, and Bettina Fitzgerald, the mother of DeCourt, said they were not notified by the Lewis County Sheriff's Office after the incident. Seifert heard it from a friend and had to call the Lewis County Coroner's Office the next day, even though this took place less than 2 miles from her house. It's sad, but also sad that it doesn't seem that uncommon for the Sheriff's Office, which has done this 3-4 times in the last couple of years.
I mean, that we know about. The only reason we found out about this one is because one of the mothers of the victims reached out to us to tell us. Our reporter, Jacob Farmer, reached out to the Sheriff's Office and was told they didn't really have much to say because it's still under investigation, which I would point out does not prevent them from saying that there was a double fatality crash in Onalaska. It doesn't prevent the Washington State Patrol from telling us when there's a crash, a fatal crash. They do a good job, the State Patrol, that is, of letting us know specifically who was harmed in the crash and when, even when the investigation is ongoing. So that's not any sort of excuse. And I wouldn't say it's not uncommon for the Sheriff's Office. I would say it is common for the Sheriff's Office not to tell us anything that is happening unless, I don't know, we had like a 2-month window there. I don't mean to sound salty, but I am salty about it. We had like a 2-month window there where they were, in fact, putting stuff on Facebook occasionally when there was a chase or something like that.
Yeah, they gave it a shove there for a minute.
It was good for a second, but not anymore. So, I don't know. It's election night here, and 1 year from today, it will be election night at the county level, and hopefully we get a sheriff who is interested in sharing details of what his force is doing, specifically when it results in deaths or injuries to people in Lewis County. I do think it's the public's right to know when that stuff happens. It's not like just a bunch of people on Facebook that are crazy and like, I saw some sirens. Like, no, 2 people died and you couldn't be bothered to tell the local newspaper about it, even when they called you. So
yeah, how is that sheriff's race shaping up for next year?
I don't know.
I heard 5. We got the battle of 5 armies.
We know Tracy Murphy is running because he's filed with the PDC. There's a few others. Danny Reardon, longtime Sheriff's Office guy.
He's launched an Instagram account.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page too, I believe. And then there are other names floating around.
There are whispers.
Yeah, that I'd be reluctant to throw out there at this point. But I think it'll be
I would say they're known names.
Yeah, and I think it's shaping up to where it'll be like a meaningful primary, potentially, where maybe you have 3 or 4 candidates and 2 of them move on to the general, and it's not, when it was Snaza and Murphy, we knew it would be Snaza and Murphy moving on past the primary. So that should be interesting, and we'll have plenty of coverage on it.
All right.
None of that, by the way, is meant to say that I think the Sheriff's Office is doing a terrible job and their deputies are horrible or their detectives are horrible. I'm not saying that. It's simply from a media perspective.
Yeah.
It would be nice if your sheriff's office was telling you what's going on. We don't have that problem in the portion of our coverage area that is Thurston County, clearly, because they let us know anytime anything happens ever.
If Derek Sanders flips the sirens on, he's also flipping the Facebook Live button on.
Yeah. I mean, like a good example was last week waking up and being like, oh, look, there was a chase and a shootout, or the suspect shot gunfire at the end of the chase, and I was like, man, it'd be nice to get some details. And before I could get that thought to germinate in my mind, I scrolled a little farther, and there's Derek Sanders' full dash cam video of the entire ordeal along with his narrative,
just whipping it all out.
And I'm not saying the Lewis County Sheriff's Office has to do that. It's just, man,
try.
It just feels like belly aching at this point. But it's like, I mean, if you have a mass casualty or a multi-casualty event, maybe just tell the public about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, they're just going to fill it in with non-factual things. We've seen this, like you said, 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah.
Don't tell us about it. That's great. It's under investigation. And then all these narratives will take hold, and then we'll have to ask you about that. Is this true? Is that true? And then it's, the horse is out of the barn at that point.
Yeah.
Anyways, I could rant about that for a while, but it was nice to give the mothers a space to talk about their sons and to vent about it a little bit. And looking at the responses we got from them, they were very happy and felt that this was a way that they could actually be heard. They don't feel like that's currently happening with the sheriff's office. And I do understand it's under investigation. Maybe there's details that come out that are just like, oh, that's why we couldn't tell people that 2 people died in a crash a month ago.
Yeah.
Over a month ago.
All right, next item. I didn't have a ton of stuff on it. I feel like I'm saying that a lot these days. Morningside Services hosts a grand opening for their new employment office in downtown Centralia for those living with disabilities. Morningside was first formed in 1963 in the Puget Sound area as a collab between Lower Puget Sound Development Center, the Arc of Washington State, United Cerebral Palsy, and the Society of Crippled Children. I feel like that last one, maybe they've renamed that since then.
Could be.
Morningside's goal was to help facilitate and provide job opportunities for those with physical or developmental disabilities. This is down on South Tower. Looks like by the old Power Sports building.
Yeah, I think it is the old Power Sports building.
Yeah, this was just kind of a pleasant story, and I wanted to see if you had any more people mistaking Morningside for Morningstar.
No, I didn't see that, but we found out about this grand opening, and we should have known sooner, but like 10 minutes before it happened, and Owen Sexton, our reporter, ran down there and got some good photos and a little short story, so I was appreciative of that. It's always nice to see some new life coming into downtown Centralia.
Yeah. Next item, Marie Glusenkamp-Perez pays a visit to Onalaska sawmill and budding biochar business. She saw Onalaska's only industrial zone properties earlier this week to visit business partners Kroom Lumber and Regenerative Industrial. Regenerative does pyrolysis, which is heating wood in a vacuum without burning it, turning it into charcoal, which is also a high-grade carbon similar to coal.
Mm-hmm.
That carbon is produced. The carbon produced can also be used in agriculture as a sort of fertilizer. And Hofberg's company, one of the principals, is also looking at selling it for use in carbon batteries. A lot of high-tech stuff going on out there.
Well, sounds a little too green for me, man.
Yeah, the process also includes wood vinegar and wood tar, which have some agriculture and industrial applications.
That's a cool project, and we've written about this before. We were out there just like a month, maybe 2 months ago. Jacob Moore went out there with the proprietors, and we did a more full story. MGP also stopped by the Onalaska School District to talk about their aquaculture program. It was her first time out there.
That's the fish?
Yep. So we had a couple pages of Chronicle coverage on that. The MGP Chronicle, as I was told today.
Right.
That's what we are.
Yes, because her opponent has never once appeared in these pages.
No, nor is he welcome. No, I hear that mostly from deeply partisan Republicans and a couple elected officials who are never too happy with much of the coverage unless they're in it solely.
I can't imagine.
I ain't naming names, though.
Also, I mentioned this to you the other day, but the anti-MGP ads on Tubi, pretty weird.
See, you're the only guy I know who watches Tubi, so I'm going to have to take your word for that.
They're just like, it's just bizarre stuff, wild things.
I mean, the National Republican Party also has, I want to say, 5 to 10 daily emails that go out linking her to the shutdown in various ways. She did not vote on it, so they've been hammering her with that. And hey, whatever. It's going to be an interesting year for campaigns. This is kind of today, the city council's election, if you want to just call it that, because that's kind of what it is. School boards, measures, things like that. Small stuff. Next year will be the big fun one. We'll have Congress and sheriff and county commissioner, I think. So it should be fun.
All right.
I imagine that the ads will become less less desirable to you as we go on.
I might have to just go back to watching physical media like Blu-rays.
Not more so. And then what? So next September, October or so, we'll start getting the mailers. You remember the mailers.
Yeah.
Keeping a lot of print shops in business with those bad boys.
You know, congrats if you own a print shop. Good for you.
They definitely went both ways, though, in that race. So
they did.
Braun and MGP. I think that'll be the race. I don't see. I mean, there's other candidates in there, but I'm assuming that's going to be what we have in the general election.
It sure feels like it.
Should be fun and a good time to remind you that we have one congresswoman, and if she comes to town, it's kind of newsworthy for whatever town she comes to. Like,
no, you're a partisan hack is the truth.
Just saying. I mean, we get the. It wasn't MGP that told us she was coming to Onalaska. It was the aquaculture department that thought it was really cool to have the congresswoman come out there and thought we'd want to be there too. So we were like, sure. Yeah. And then I, put my MGP Chronicle hat on, and I was like, let's do it. Yeah. Let's do a job.
Speaking of...
Pay no mind to that opinion page.
Speaking of elected officials, Thurston County Commissioners' request to forego raises in 2026 approved?
I mean, is it
Whoa. You're telling me county commissioners can forego raises if they just ask? I was told this was impossible.
Now, to be clear, I think that there are the systems for these are set up differently in different counties, and I do believe that Lewis County was hamstrung 1 year that you are thinking about in terms of not being able to...
The most recent time it came up, yes.
And the thought was that they shouldn't have a say in their pay in either way to say give us a raise or give us no, so the suggestion from the committee, if I'm remembering correctly, was supposed to be final. But yes, Thurston County apparently can just say we would prefer not to have more money. We all progress? Know Wayne has enough.
I think he's doing fine.
He has 7 jobs.
Any other news items I missed? There was something big I wanted to talk about, but now I've forgotten what it was.
Yeah, well, you don't read the news, so it's hard to.
I see the headlines
hard
and
for it to
complain about
stick.
them without reading them, just like the
we had
commenters.
Daryl Gold will leave Chehalis with a large chunk of change from local tax dollars.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
That was a good one from Jacob Moore, just kind of detailing exactly how much is going to have to be backfilled after the giant reevaluation of Darigold, which brought their bill down, I want to say $1.3 million, which then needs to be found, in order to pay for all the levies and things like that. And then I guess if you're a follower of local news, the ultimate insult to the injury on that $1.3 million is after they got that, settlement, they were immediately like, well, we're out. And so they're closing down and moving out. We're going to have more stuff on the assessor's office and revaluations because there were several big ones. Darigold was just one, and it was one of the ones we were able to pick off. But I believe in our next edition, or maybe for the weekend, we'll have an updated story on reevaluations for a couple of very large taxpayers in the area to hopefully tell the rest of that story, which we've wanted to do for a while now.
One more item I want to cover is, this should go in Sirens Banger of the Week, but I'm going to hit it here. Man accused of resisting arrest and biting officer after being bounced from Chehalis Bar. Yeah, Jacob Farmer did he had some fun.
Farmer did good work on that. He did have a Google note in the drive that was like, am I having too much fun with this or not? He was just trying to describe the melee in something other than just allegations. It sounded like the guy had too much to drink, and
who could relate?
He wasn't really one to hold his liquor all that well.
This is Randy Hendricks, a 45-year-old Yakima man who was tossed out of Garby's after being asked to leave at least 5 times.
Yep.
Even after that, perhaps buoyed by liquid courage, Hendricks didn't budge. Instead, he balled his fist, raised his arms, and invited the owner to fight, according to court documents.
Mm-hmm. Another officer arrived to assist. This is after he was tackled to the ground by the other officer. The officer struck his knee into Hendricks' side, but the blow had, quote, no apparent effect, according to court documents. Maybe it was the thick clothing Hendricks was wearing that dampened its delivery, as implied in the court documents. Maybe it was the booze. It's some good work.
Farmer in his bag.
Farmer does good work. He has quite a few crime things. That's the only one that is even remotely humorous, and probably not humorous if you're the officer. Got a big gash in his hand.
Probably not humorous if you're Mr. Hendricks either.
No, I don't think so. But
you're taking the piss out of me there.
Yeah, there's been lots of good stuff. I was surprised you didn't throw the Rochester family breathes new life into Lincoln Creek home built in 1900. That was a fun story. I know you like to renovate.
I don't think I saw that one. Sounds cool though.
Home built in 1900. It's the Padham home, Padham, and the Rochester family, Darren and Brandy Richardson, and their children Eli, Drew, and Devon, have been working on it and kind of restoring it, and it looks really, really, really cool. It's a very popular story online. I think a lot of people know the house and they're familiar with it. They're planning to sell it though, so I know you have your heart set on a lakeside home somewhere around a South Thurston County lake. But
I have seen this. I do recognize this house. Yeah, that is you see it on the way out to Brooklyn. You see.
Yeah, it kind of. How far out there is it?
It's a couple miles out Lincoln Creek.
Okay, so not like if you were saying it was near a city, are we saying Rochester, Oakville, Centralia, or Brooklyn?
I would say it's a couple miles out of Centralia.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
If it's where I think it is, but I haven't been out there in a while.
It's a nice area out there. You should think about it. Kind of turns into a lake in the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very damp.
Yeah, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met Jacek of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
All right, we're back. It's time for segments. And first up, Tales from the Takes page, which I haven't read. What's on the opinion page this week?
Read anything? There was a lot of letters in response. I don't know, a lot. There's 4 or 5 letters in response to Chad's column, which was the talk of the town this pod last week.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Julie McDonald wrote, November brings gratitude mixed with grief. I feel like she wrote about a similar column to this last year, but she was just talking about all the people that have been lost this year. One of them was Catherine Halson, wife of former state lawmaker Stu Halson, who I believe is a board of trustees at College. Just Just Stewart.
Okay. I don't know why I call him
No
Stewart like that.
No need to mock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that you were calling back to the Mad TV thing we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Stewie. So we had that. We have income tax proposals won't die in Washington.
Uh-huh.
They want our income, Aaron.
To be clear, not our income.
John Braun commentary. Charges of corruption hit Democrat plan to hand out taxpayer dollars.
Is there any corruption going on at the federal anywhere?
No.
From our proposed federal lawmaker, John Braun, that he wants to mention?
No,
anything at all?
Clear and above board. This was about Brandy Cruz's latest investigation,
Oh,
which was
well.
interesting. It was in called the Community Reinvestment Plan. You can go read about it. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. It's not local. Brian Mitke, senior moments I didn't see coming.
I saw that was a cute one.
He was talking about his daughter. She's a senior for the WF West Bearcats
She had a
soccer
key
team.
penalty kick in a playoff win in the quarterfinals, semifinals.
She did. This was before that. It was about senior night and how they were calling the players off, the seniors off, and replacing them at the end of the game with freshmen or younger.
Give them a chance
juniors
to get
and sophomores, which I
get
thought was
like
cool.
a bit of clapping going on.
But yeah, hell yeah, Brian Mickey's daughter did have the how Zach wrote it up. It's like the game-winning PK at the end, and then the keeper had to do her part, make a stop. But they beat Ridgefield, the two-time defending champion Ridgefield. Mm-hmm. I believe they had Columbia River today, who I am told is quite tough when it comes to.
They are playing them presently.
They are playing them pleasantly. Do we have a score update? I don't think we have anybody down there. I think we were asking for photos about that. And then
somebody's shooting it. I can't remember who though.
Wayne Fournier, who we were talking about earlier, local food, national security, what the beef debate gets wrong. That's pretty good. He was talking about the Tenino agricultural hub that they've built out there, and just lots of stuff about beef. If you're interested, a lot of letters to the editor, which have slowed down this week, as they often do. The week of the election, they stop rolling in as heavily. I still have a good batch of them to run in the Thursday edition, if space allows. Just to give you a sampling, we've got letter to the editor about those whining Democrats, in quotes. That was a response letter. Mm-hmm. Publisher's diatribe shades every story written in the Chronicle to the extremist right. It's Marty Ansley.
Agreed.
The blame falls on us, we the people. That was another response to Chad's column. Help provide input, direction Centralia School District, letter from Lisa Grant. And then we've got accountability is long overdue for Joel McIntyre, a follow-up to that one. There's been lots of online movement on that.
Do you want to get into our Facebook comments of the week now?
Well, let's just see if I have anything.
It's regarding Joel McIntyre.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to point out here.
Yeah, This is a comment from the story on Joel McIntyre being a twerp online. This is a comment from Joel McIntyre. He says, they also cited a letter to the editor from Joseph Silva of Menlo saying that I am no good, but the Chronicle needs to do better because there is no Joseph Silva anywhere in Pacific County. They just let an anonymous person pretend to be someone they are not and publish that trash. It was probably written by Kyle Wheeler himself.
That's fine, Joel. Joel's got plenty of time to comment on posts on Facebook, none to call the reporter that gave him an opportunity to talk to him. He still hasn't responded to him. I think Owen was even jumping in some comments to try to get him to engage him there, which I didn't love, but I also didn't really have a huge problem with it because he won't return a phone call. So
imagine complaining that an anonymous person is writing a letter about you when you've been questioned by the legislature for claiming an anonymous person was running your social media accounts.
Yeah, it's fine. This isn't partisan or anything. I don't expect him to engage with us as a normal state lawmaker of either party would.
Maybe if you were a female constituent on the internet, he would have some sharper words for you, sir.
I got another letter to the editor from the person that he claims does not, in fact, exist.
And they said, I am real.
That's how it goes. I mean, this is the first time, the way we confirm letters when we feel we have to, most of the time, I know the email address. It's a regular letter writer. If it's somebody new, I might reach out and ask. But the best we can do is call the number they provide and say, are you this person? And they say, yes. I did that on the letter today for that council member who is upset with the mayor over their Charlie Kirk posting online. And then you just kind of realize that's the confirmation process, I mean, I could have them come in and do fingerprints and things like that, but to keep the opinion page clean, we generally don't require much more than your word.
Also, you've got to imagine the thinking behind, maybe using a slightly different name or something is that, hey, I don't want this, a mercurial, to put it lightly, public official coming after me. And McIntyre responds by immediately searching this guy to go after him.
I didn't have a hard time finding this person online, so I very confident that they are a person. And if they're not, like, it's also, I mean, he made very, like, direct
And also,
claims.
he wasn't like...
No, like, my thing was,
Yeah.
well, why not just get in there and say, no, this guy's wrong? They didn't do that. He jumps over that, and it's just like, this person doesn't exist.
And it's not like his criticisms were out of hand or out of pocket
No,
or wild. They were
no.
very valid.
No,
like,
they
hey,
were
can you
very-
just be an adult and do your job? And McIntyre's like, I'll show you being an adult and doing my job. This person's not real.
You don't exist. It's fine. We'll get to the bottom of this. It would be cooler if he just called. Like I said before, I'm not expecting he would call and say sorry. Just like kind of like explain why this is the stance you take online, to be like very aggressive and caustic towards anyone who like comments. Like, why is that your brand? Like, just tell me, just be like, I'm tired of Republicans being soft and we need to stick up for. Give me something like that, but to just lay low and not answer the phone, but you're
It's cowardly.
You're
Just
dipping in
answer
the comments,
phone.
but even in the comments, you won't respond. Like,
Keyboard
come
warrior,
on,
man.
Come on. It's not political. I want to say that again. I really don't care which party it is. It's more just the behavior itself is. For one, it's weird. And
Yes.
for like number two, it's just frustrating when you're trying to get somebody on the record, but they live exclusively in the comments. So I don't know. I've thought about if we need to quote Representative McIntyre and things, we'll just scour the internet and look for his comments, and
he will have them.
we'll just pluck them from there and do it that way. Be fine.
Have you quoted a Jim Walsh? Well, Jim Walsh always calls back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He answers his phone. That's why I have not like defended his actions, but I've defended him as a lawmaker. He's always willing to tell you
he
why.
is reachable. You might not like what he has to say.
He will
but
tell you why he did what he did, and he doesn't really mince words about it. And he's definitely, like, for the number of people that are probably reaching out to him media-wise, he is extremely responsive. You don't really have to worry about you're not going to get a comment from him.
Yeah.
You can reach him.
But he's...
I'm a dog. I'm a dirty dog.
He might give you the ha 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 ha.
He might. I wonder if he's ever done it.
Enough skin for that.
I'm sure he's done it in person.
The ha 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 ha.
Yeah. All right. New segment. History should repeat itself. From November 1st, 1965. Property damage caused by Halloween pranksters had risen in the Twin Cities, according to local law enforcement. The junior goblins and spooks had a fairly quiet time over Lewis County Community's Halloween Eve. But in the Twin Cities, some of the older ones had some odd ideas for pranks. Police and other authorities said there was more property damage than has appeared in recent years. Centralia Police, by mid-morning Monday, had a sizable list of vandalism to homes and cars. Chehalis Police said 6 fire hydrants were turned on, and there were some water bag fights and the usual number of minor disturbances.
It's a water bag.
I think that's like before water balloons, you just filled up a paper bag and threw it at somebody.
Somebody? All right. Keep your head on a swivel in the parking lot.
Yeah, Centralia Police were most alarmed by the damage to autos, some of it caused by thrown water-filled balloons. Oh, they did have water balloons. All right, that smashed windshields and moving vehicles. There was also damage from whipped cream being sprayed from pressure cans on cars. Was that you and your boys? Some rocks were thrown, and apparently BB guns were used to pit windows. Jesus, this is causing mayhem.
It went all out, man.
Yeah, that was the one I liked. Just a good, in-detailed rundown of all the mischief.
Something like that's always good for the like constant next generation always claiming that the last generation was better.
Yeah.
like if we had some crime like that on Halloween here, there would be no shortage of kids these days have no respect. In my day,
they were just down. Oh, it's a Halloween prank. You're going to shoot your window out with a BB gun.
This sounds like a riot, to be honest with you. It doesn't really sound like, it sounds like the cops were having a hard time, like, tamping this down.
Sounds terrible. This podcast, if your roof was damaged by Halloween mischief, call the Roof Doctor at 1-360-736-0246 or visit them online at theroofdoctor.com. The Roof Doctor awaits your house call. You can get a free estimate. You can learn all about their roofing services, their home services. You can get some solar installed. That'd be tough to replace, probably. You think solar panels are BB gun proof? Probably.
You could probably get them BB proof, right?
Yeah, if you live in a high vandalism area.
Yeah.
And it's 1965.
Yeah, you probably would want them.
But yeah, check out the Roof Doctor, which prescribes a daily dose of sun if you're into solar. Again, theroofdoctor.com. And who's your People's Champion of the Week?
Oh, man, that was easy this week. Let me go ahead and pull up the story here. I'm going with Tough Tibbets, probably our youngest People's Champion of the Week of all time. This is the son of a Chehalis couple. We were actually featured tough because the Seattle Children's Hospital sent out a email to us with photos of babies in the NICU up there at Seattle Children's, and Tough Tibbetts was dressed up as a cutie, like a tangerine. They also had a Cal Raleigh up there. They put a mustache on the baby and
That's
had like a
pretty
little
cool.
bat and stuff. And anyways, I thought it was really cool. Probably within like an hour or two of posting the photos, just thought it was a fun local thing, and they highlighted that it was Lewis County family. The mother reached out and asked if we would like to write about Tough and his journey, and basically has a rare condition. Vein of Galen malformation is the name for it. You can go to Cronline. It's one of our top stories up on the slider if you want to read it. One of our most popular pieces over the weekend. But yeah, just a pretty well-known Chehalis family, and it was a kind of heart-wrenching read because it involves a baby and hospitalization and a rare thing. But it was, as always, nice to see commenters and readers rallying around the family. And I imagine as a parent, it would be really cool. I had like a small microcosm of it. Our first son ended up in the in ICU at St. Pete's Hospital for a while.
Yeah.
And I imagine it'd be pretty cool. You're going through the struggle and the stress that goes along with that, but just to see your baby in the local newspaper getting highlighted and people cheering him on. And that's my hero of the week. It's Tough Tibbetts.
Tough. Good kid names for these Tibbetts kids. Trip, Scout, and Levi.
Yeah.
Solid names.
And
Good
also,
work.
you and I have been around long enough to where we've seen not famous, covered local children that then like you forget about them, and then 15 years later, I hope to someday see Tough Tibbetts in a Bearcats jersey as we cover them on Friday nights.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or basketball, or whatever it may be. But you know, it'd be cool to see that.
All right. Do you want to talk about Shayla's Outfitters?
Yeah, I do. Their big sales that we've talked about the last couple of weeks, the hunting sale and the outdoor or the workwear sale, they go through tomorrow. So you still have one more day, Wednesday, to go over there and get those fresh deals. I also can tell you that the Thursday edition of the Chronicle will have 6 full-page ads announcing the next sale or sales. You know how they like to run more than one at a time frequently.
A lot of deals.
They do. One sale is very rarely enough for Shayla's Outfitters. So if you pick up a copy of the Chronicle on Thursday, you'll have all those deals. I'm sure that that'll also be up on the Shayla's Outfitters Facebook page. And again, the fall hunting sale continues through tomorrow, and that's 40% off men's, women's, and kids' camo and orange. Deals on knives, deals on optics, deals on guns. You want to get over there.
Okay.
Get the deals before the next one rolls in.
What I think that's it for that was the only Facebook comment of the week I had.
Oh,
Anything?
good.
What's
Thank
coming up in the
goodness.
next edition? Is there an election?
There's
Do you want to talk about the
there's
election?
election tonight. Chehalis and City Council both have.
Do you want to get
a
any
few good
bold
races.
election takes off before the results come in here in an hour and a half?
I don't. Do you though? The one I'm
not
watching.
really.
You know, there's always the one race. We'll all sit up there at 8 to 8:20, and we'll hit refresh over and over again, waiting for the auditor's office to update, which they do well and quickly and efficiently and accurately. You know, I'm a big fan of the auditor's office. The first race I'm going to be going to is Allie Pickard versus Julie Shafley, Port of Centralia Commission. I'm interested to see how that one shakes out. Definitely our most contentious one at the debate. And then we had the follow-up kerfuffle that was somewhat related at the Port of Commission meeting, the recorded incident, the slapping at the phone.
Oh, yes.
That whole thing. So, I don't know. Do you got a pick in that race?
I do not. I haven't been following it that closely.
Shafley's the incumbent, Pickard is the challenger, and they probably couldn't be much different in terms of their views of the port. So we'll see how that one goes. Centralia and Chehalis both have some big council races that could decide the direction of the council moving forward.
I have news for you from New York City.
What do you got?
Your boy, your hero, your personal champion, Curtis Sliwa, only has 7.9% of the vote. I know you appreciate
Is that the
his
number
takes.
3? Is that the beret guy?
The guy that's always like, they'll be in a debate and he'll be like, I saw 2 men murdering a giraffe in Central Park 3 weeks ago.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, it looks like Mom Donnie. Is that how you say that?
Looks like they're calling
like
it
he's gonna
projected
win
winner.
It looks like he got the Dems winning in New Jersey and Virginia. Like those are the governor's office races. Yeah, definitely intriguing local election. Won't be quite as much as the midterms that we'll have next year. That'll be a little more exciting. A lot more money will be spent then.
Have you seen the clip of Mom Donnie just roasting Cuomo about
No.
Leaving your parents to die in a nursing home, and that's the kind of experience he brings to the table.
Dang.
And what I lack in experience, I make up for in integrity, but no amount of experience can give this man any integrity. And
Jeez.
it was like he just rattled it off the top of the head in a
went
debate,
hard.
and it was like, damn.
No, I have not followed any of that. I might have seen some random tweets here and there, but I'm not following the New York mayor's race. I did see yesterday that Giuliani endorsed the Bray guy at the last minute.
Those
And
two,
I've
I feel
only
like-
called him the Bray guy because I haven't followed it, and I actually didn't know about him until there was a Saturday Night Live skit that included him.
He's a wild one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some.
He's probably
he had
not
some.
going to win, is what you're saying.
A rotten apple in the guardian angel stigmatizes us all over the world. Just more random Curtis Lewa. Oh, that's a different Curtis Lewa.
Oh.
Anyway,
You got to be careful.
Anything else in the next edition you want to discuss?
Yeah, we'll have lots of good stuff. We covered Thurston County Commissioners meeting today. For loyal readers, Emily Fitzgerald left a few months ago, is back with us. She's going to be doing Thurston County coverage for both us and the NVN. There'll be more announcements on that to come. But yeah, she was up there today. They did a proclamation. I don't know the exact name of the month, but it was like Native American Month. I'm sure there's a more refined name than that, but they had a lot of the tribal representatives there from the Nisqually and from the Chehalis, and from, I think, a couple other tribes too. Rube's got a really cool story of Billy Frank Jr. They're doing the statue of him that's going to go in the U.S. Capitol and the state Capitol, and they have a kind of a mock-up of it or a bust of it that was set up in there today, and he got a great photo of Willie Frank III in front of the statue with Billy Frank behind him. It's really good. I'll probably lead on the front page with it tomorrow. We'll see. Unless there's something really exciting from these elections tonight, which there could be. Who knows?
Okay, I guess we can wrap it up there. What's the closing? Hold on. Oh man, that's the wrong document. Everything's going to shit. I'm failing. We're sponsored by Summit Funding, Shields Outfitters, and the Roof Doctor. Leave a review and rating on Apple Podcast if you want, or send us an email at chroniclenewsdump@gmail.com.